If anyone's out there, hello. I hope you're doing well. I'll sit here until I know for sure if anybody's out there. There's not much I can do if you don't say something. Hey Tim, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming. I was just getting everything set up. I'm running a little behind today. Not too bad, uh, but I am trying to get everything set up. I hope you're doing well. Uh, Not now. Turn that down. So I hope you're doing well, Tim. Uh, so let me get this done here. Not too bad. I did fall on Wednesday, helping a friend out. I was cleaning their car off right after I cleaned mine off, and I got my foot twisted in a snowbank and caused me to go down. Uh, Shoulders are a little sore from having to try to get up, and I banged my knee a little bit, but outside of that, I'm doing real well. Uh, I thought I might have hurt myself more than what I did because my knee was killing me. When I went down, it was really hurting, but it's not bothering me any more than normal. It did for a couple of days, but that was it. Uh, Really starting to get more excited. Like I said, down to 32 working days, which is 8 more weeks for work, and 93 days, if I remember right, for till I leave. Let me look. Uh, hey, Anna Mae, thanks for coming. I hope you're doing well. I'm getting more and more excited. I'm just trying to clean off my table here. I have a lot of junk on my table because it's just me. And so instead of putting stuff up, I'll put it on my table, my dining room table. And so I'm trying to get that straightened up. I'm starting to take down my pictures, mostly of family and some of friends, but mostly of my family. I'm starting to take them down. I got to get something to pack them away and take them with me. Like I said, now the ones I have, the negatives for, I won't take those pictures. I'll just take the negatives. But so yeah, we're getting there. I went by an Office Depot place, and I asked for a picture protector. I probably should have asked for uh, documents protection, and so I didn't think of that when I was in there. So I'll probably go by there again tomorrow and check on that because that would work. If they have something like with cardboard, I can put them in between the cardboard to help keep the pictures from getting destroyed in the suitcase, because that's the way I'll take them. Uh, I'm still getting things straightened out. I still got a lot of stuff I got to get rid of. I bought a phone. I'm going to send it back. I couldn't get any of my stuff to download onto it. So I'll send that back. I'll take an old phone that I got, see if that works over there or not. I'll buy a phone over there, a cheaper phone over there. Um, so we'll see if I can find what I want. If I can, I'll do it. Like I said, if I can get this, I have I forget what to call it. It's HUAW something. It's a Chinese brand phone I've had for, oh, 2019 or somewhere in there. Maybe I might have got it in 2020, but it's a 2019 phone. So like I said, it's an older phone, but I haven't used it in a long time. So I'll get that set up. It's a dual SIM unlocked phone, so I can take it. I can put in two SIM cards in it. Which right now I plan on having a global and a smartphone both. Just get some a little bit of load and see which one works best for me. I may keep both. I'm going to take this cell phone here. It's the smaller one. I'm going to transfer the SIM from this one into that. I'd rather take the smaller phone. Uh, and that'll be my U.S. phone number. The one all my family and friends have, the one my bank accounts, they have that phone number in case they need to get a hold of me. I don't know how long I'll keep that phone. I'll keep it for a while until I decide I don't need it. Oh yes, Mike. Instead of 36 days of work left, I got 32. Instead of 100 days left till takeoff, I got 93. And I get down around 20 days, maybe a little less. I'm going to get real excited about quitting work. Probably around 16, probably around 16 days, working days to 12 working days is when I really get happy. But when I only got 4, I'm going to be bouncing off the walls with excitement for quitting work. I'll have a little more apprehension about leaving. Not because I don't want to go, not because I'm scared to go. It's because, I don't know when I'll see my family and friends again. But I've come to grips with that. Some of them are still having a little trouble with it. But that's something they'll have to learn to deal with because I'm going. I've already bought my plane tickets. I've already paid for the hotel rooms. And I promised myself I'd give myself at least a year to before I decide whether or not I want to, stay for good or stay longer. I think I'm going to give myself a year and a half because, like I said, I'm going to land in Cebu and start checking it out, Cebu, and get some dental work done and maybe some medical work, but at least the dental work. And then I'll use Cebu as my home base, and I'll check out a few other places that I've always been interested in. Doesn't mean I'll move to those places. I may be happy right in Cebu, and I may never leave Cebu as far as living. But I do want to check out Dumaguete and Valencia area. I do want to check out Iloilo. I do want to check out Davao. I do want to check out, I'd like to go up and see Tim and Angeles Clark area. I'd like to go see Crystal and her husband. I'd like to go up. I will eventually go up to Manila as well. I want to go see that Grand Canal, the Venice Grand Canal Mall. I want to see that. I also want to go to the World War II cemetery there in Manila. I also want to go to the one there around Clark, Angeles City area. And I may go back down to Subic Bay, which is where I was at when I was in the Navy, along the whole Subic Bay area. So, but like I said, I don't plan on doing all this traveling, within a month or two. Like I said, once I quit working, I'm going to be a poor boy, at least here in the States. I get over there, I'll be probably middle class, but I'll be lower middle class. I'm not going to be upper middle class. Like I said, over here, I'd be poor. But I'm going to be I'll be a little bit better off. Like I said, I'll be able to live like a lower middle class to a working middle class, whatever you want to call it, over there without working. And which means I'll be able to take a trip every so often. I don't know if I'll be able to take a nice, good trip every month or every other month. I should be able to take a nice trip every other month once I get everything worked out and situated. And that's what I figured I'll do. I'll make a big trip, a couple trips. I don't think Dumaguete is a big trip, not from Cebu. The bigger trips would be like to Manila, Subic Bay, and some of those trips I might be able to bounce in a couple other places with it. But that's my plan, and I will adjust that if I need to after I get there. I won't be able to tell if I need to before I get there because I don't know what it's going to cost me before I get there. And no, that's not the way it's going to go in. I'm just got this. It's a charger thing for the cable. But anyway, yeah. So, like I said, right now I am super excited to go over. I can't wait. But like I said, I'm more anxious and looking forward to my retirement because that's coming first. We will, we will have a blast with that. I really, really looking forward to that. So we'll see what's going on, and we'll do it as we, as we go forward. But each day, hey Crystal, how you doing? See, I'll probably visit Crystal as well when I go visit Tim. That's probably, I'll go up and see Crystal on that trip. And like I said, I think Anna Mae's up in Manila area, so I'll try to visit with Anna Mae when I go up to Manila. I know ABCM and Michelle and a few others are in Cebu area, so I'll go see them. I'll see them when I land. They'll be the first ones I see. I got most of the stuff I'm giving away already. I got a couple things I had to get, but some of it I want to wait till just before I go. I want to be a combination of busy and bored, if you understand what I'm saying. I want to be able to take a day or two and not do anything if I don't feel like it. And I want to be able to do something every week, at least once a week, and go out and do stuff. And, that may be 2 or 3 days, I do plan on finding my favorite coffee shop, whether it's in my in my apartment. I mean, it may be I just want to sit at home and drink coffee. Until I get there, I don't know. I do know I will go out and get a donut once in a while. But I gotta get back into walking. I gotta get back. I'm gonna get a what they call a arch support sleeve. I'll just give that a try. Well, tell you what, Crystal, take away a couple of those donuts and maybe add a coffee. Maybe 3 coffees. Okay, you got 4 there. I didn't see it there. 4 coffees and maybe 2 donuts. 1 or 2 donuts. And the donuts will have to be my breakfast. And I have to be planning on walking so I can walk it off. Because I've not been walking much and I've been gaining some weight back. So that's not a good thing. But, well, like I said, Tim, there's going to be days, and it might even be a week or two, I might decide, I don't really want to do anything. That's why when I vlog what I enjoy. And I don't vlog. I don't try to make myself vlog every week. I do a live stream every week, but I'm talking about going out and do a video. I plan on trying to do at least 1 video a week especially when I first get to the Philippines, because it's going to be so much new stuff for me. And I do have family and friends back here in the States that follow me. I won't get the donuts. I have to probably be like once a week, maybe even less. Now, when I first start, it might be more. Hopefully, I'll get it less. Coffee. Well, I'm sorry. Coffee's every day. I had 2 12-ounce cups of coffee this morning, and it just there's just things I got to do, and I got to have my coffee. Now, it'll be a little strange My body might find it strange because I'll be drinking coffee for here to be the evening, but it'll be the morning over there. I find I know when I went to China back in 1999, I had no trouble adjusting to the time change going over. It was when I came back. But, I'm 27 years older now. Well, 26 and a half years older. So I was in my 40s when I went the last time. So it was a little easier. We'll see how it is this time. Um, and that's why I want that 2 days just to relax. My first hotel is just going to be, and it depends now. If I feel energetic, I'll get out and check out back town a little bit. And well, thank you, Coin Society. Like I said, it's been a long time. I think that what I will have trouble with as far as the weather goes will be the humidity. Now, if I was still living in Indiana, the Midwest, or down in Florida, like my nephew and a cousin, her family is doing, the humidity wouldn't be as bad. Adjustment. When I was in the Midwest, we really got more humid than we get here in New York State, and don't get me wrong, it was still hot and sweaty, but it was something I was used to. When I moved out here to New York, I didn't think it was hot at all. It'd be 80, but the humidity was nothing to me. Now I'm used to this. And the same thing will happen when I go to the Philippines. It'll take me a while. Might take me a year or two to get used to it. I don't know. It's been years, since I've been in the humidity. I know it'll take me a few months. Yeah, I understand, Tim. Like I said, I don't know how close any of those places will be to me. I don't know if you could probably tell me this. I don't know if Bow's Coffee carries donuts. I know Tim does. Tim Hortons. They have donuts, I believe, if I remember right. I haven't been one in years because they don't have any down here. And but I know they got food, pastries to eat. I can't remember if they have donuts, but they do have pastries. Uh, but you know, Star Dunkin' Donuts has it. There's some other places, and I will. I know me. I will get a donut once in a while. I do that here. Hey, Mike, how you doing, Mike? Uh, Thanks for coming, man. But yeah, like I said, 32 more working days, man. And I'm glad I decided to count those down because that makes me a little more excited than 93 days till I leave. Uh, so that does make me more excited because, like I said, it comes first. 32 working days is 8 more weeks till I retire, which is basically 2 months. So that's not bad. I got about 2 months till I retire, and about a little over 3 months till I leave. I couldn't, like I said, Tim, when I go visit you, there'll be some place to get coffee. Like I said, if nothing else, Mickey D's I'll have coffee. I'm sure Jolly Bees will too. I mean, it doesn't have to be a fancy place. I just got to have my coffee. Uh, and like I said, once I get my own place, I'll probably get a coffee pot. Just because, if the weather's really bad, I just soon stay in and I can make my own coffee. But we'll see. I may not do that till I know where I want to live. If where I'm at has a restaurant that I can just go downstairs and get a cup of coffee in the morning, I won't get a coffee pot. I'll just go down there and get coffee. Uh, like I said, until I know, hey, Jerry, until I know where I want to stay. Do I want to stay full time in Cebu, or do I want to go to Iloilo, or maybe uh, Dumaguete or Duval or Clark or Angela City area or up in Luzon area somewhere. Uh, I do want to visit all those places, like I said. There's things I want to see or people I want to see. I One of the guys that comes in once in a while. Some of you guys know him, Danny from Road to the Philippines. He's getting ready to retire here. He just retired. He's getting ready to leave for the Philippines real soon. He just retired here recently. They had his retirement party there at work. Now you know his mother's going with him to the Philippines. All right, we got Jerry coming up. Hey Jerry, how you
Mm.
doing, man? Where you
Yeah,
at?
put the. I'm at home,
Okay, you just got
but
the
I
house.
have the. Yeah,
You
I
got
got the
the
camera
house in the
facing
background
me.
to the chickens. Okay.
Yeah, I put the camera the wrong way. I don't know how to reverse this.
There should be a thing on the camera that
Oh,
you
right.
just like a little symbol, like an arrow thing.
Oh,
There
let
should
me.
be.
Okay, I see it. Oh, right here, right
Yeah,
there.
there you go. Hey, Chelsea, how you doing, Chelsea? Thanks for
I'm
coming.
just. I'm just waiting for one hand to go in.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm just 32 more working days, Jerry. I am getting excited, buddy.
Yeah. So just basically it's around the corner, around the
Well,
bend.
yeah, just that's 8 weeks, 2 months.
Yep.
Basically, that's just 2 months. It's a little over 2 months because you know that's only 4 day work week. So, but
Eh,
I don't care. That's what
Are
I'm
you?
counting. I'm counting working days, not my days off.
So you going back to Indiana in the summer?
I'm going back.
Or
I'm going back to Indiana in April.
oh,
Probably more towards the middle to late April. I'll stay home for a couple of weeks. Then I'll come back, stop and visit my nephew and brother-in-law in right outside of Batavia, New York. Then I'll come back here to well, actually, I'll stay at a friend's place here in New York and sell my car, and I'll leave on. I'll probably get back on a Thursday, so I have time to sell my car and get the money, and then I'll fly out on a Monday.
well,
And
that's good.
yeah, so now my friend, their daughter may want to buy my car. I said that's fine. I'll sell it to them for whatever the dealership or Carvana offers me for the car. So because when they offer to buy it, they're planning on marking it up to sell it. So I'll sell it for whatever I can get. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not out to say, well, yeah, well, you're going to have to pay more than them. No, you don't. We can get something done as long as they got the loan to pay off my loan and give me the cash over it, whatever it is, whether it's a grand, 10 grand, I don't care. Whatever is over what I owe on the car, the dealership or Carvana is willing to give me is what I want. I want the car payment plus whatever that is.
Yeah.
Because I can't afford to take a loss. Well, I could afford, or I guess, to take a loss on that part of it, but I need that money for emergency. That's my emergency fund or,
Yeah.
or a good sized chunk of it. Like I said, I got plenty of money in the one bank so I can go a couple of months without getting money from the other bank. And then I'll have some cash on me that'll help me go a little longer. So I could probably go 3 months without touching my one bank account unless something goes wrong.
Just don't go. Don't do a Makati Mas and go to clubbing and partying
Oh no, I have
like
no, I
you're.
have, I have no desire to go to the clubs.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I may end up going, to meet people and stuff, but I doubt it because I really don't care about it.
I'm
There's
not
no,
sure how old Makati is. I would
well,
have thought he's in his
he's a
fifties.
retired school teacher, so he's not young. You know,
Also, he didn't look 60s.
yeah, he's got to be at least in his 60s.
Okay, yeah, but he lives has a lifestyle that's way too much for me.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
And yeah, his,
but
but he He's at
We should
school.
own.
I don't know if he was a college professor or regular school teacher. I don't know, but I know
Yeah.
he's a
No.
teacher, and I'm sure he had a good retirement set up,
Yeah.
and he's got a good amount of chunk of change coming in. So if he wants to spend that money any way he wants, he can.
It's
It's his
yeah. It's
money.
his. Yeah. It's his.
But I hope he's making sure he's got the money, that he's not spending more than what he's got coming in.
Yeah.
Because you know, unless you got a real good insurance policy, and you don't have to worry about insurance. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming. Mike, beautiful woman, married to a beautiful woman, just came in a little bit ago.
Well,
We
say
got
hi.
Mike Hunt in here, so we got a few people. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I said, I plan on spending, let's say, about 3/4 of what I got coming in. All right, that's what I like to be under that on my monthly expenditures, and I can go over that, but I like to try to keep it my average monthly expenditure, including short trips and stuff, under 3/4 of what I got coming in. So that way, I'm putting money back every month towards emergencies, and then if I need to, I can take some money out for a bigger trip, like every other month or so. But that's not going to happen for the first couple of months because getting these teeth fixed is first.
Yep. That's priority.
Yeah. Well, Mike, I'm glad you got up to 3 degrees Celsius. I don't know what you are right now. I'm 0 degrees Celsius right now.
Gee, that's cold.
What we are here, we're in.
Yeah, it's cold.
Mike lives
We're
in
in the
Canada.
70s. Yeah, no, we're in the 70s. It's 70s, 80s. I think it might have reached 90, but not high 90s. But it's been warm. January was just so cold,
Well,
and
tell me about it. I don't consider this cold compared to what we've been going through. I'm going to take this hat off.
yeah,
I don't feel like wearing it. But yeah, we were up in the 30s today, which for us,
jeez,
compared to what it has been a couple of weeks ago or even a week ago, that's warm. You know, I can remember in the Fahrenheit, it's been down around 5 degrees Fahrenheit.
this year,
Yeah, this year.
damn, that's so cold.
That was in January.
No, I think the
Yeah.
coldest I ever experienced was about 12, 13 in Dallas. But yeah, not even in Colorado was it was in the 20s at night and 30s in the day.
Now,
But
Tina Marie. Hey, hello. How you doing, Tina? Tina, not Tina. Tina Marie. How you doing? Thanks for coming. But yeah, like I said, I've experienced 15 below zero Fahrenheit.
way too cold.
Now it's been a while since I've experienced that cold, but years ago, back in the 80s, they had what they called the Cold Bowl in Cincinnati. San Diego Chargers and Cincinnati Bengals played in what they called the Cold Bowls. This was early to mid 80s, like somewhere around 82. All right. And the Cold Bowl, the temperature, not counting the wind chill, this is the actual temperature, was 10 below zero Fahrenheit.
Jeez.
We had the same temperature in Terre Haute, Indiana, which is where I was living at the time. And I was working at a gas station.
Damn.
We had to go out and pump gas we had these self-serve pumps, the full-serve pumps, okay? That cold, nobody went to the self-serve. Everybody went to the full-serve. I don't care if they wanted just $2. I'm not lying.
Yep.
The guy came in almost every day and got just $2. He always went to the self-serve. Not that day. I had to go out. And $2, I could not go back inside the building. I had to stay out there. Now, if somebody came in and got a fill up, I could put the nozzle in the gas tank, put it on run, go back in to the the office where it was warm, stand there and watch the pump go. And then, I could see when it kicked off and I can go back out, pull it out, or top it, raise it up a little bit, get the money and go back inside. Same thing if they got $20. I could see when it got to 15. I could see it pump clear enough. When it got to 15, I'd go back out and stop it at 20. But we had people coming in just wanting $5 or less. And it's like, oh man, I got to stand out here and do this. It's killing me. It was absolutely freezing cold. Now during the summer, we get in the upper 80s or 90s and it'd be humid. What I would do then, when I was working at the gas station, so I'd make sure all my money was not in none of my pockets or anything. I'd take a bucket of water and just pour it over my head and just, cool myself off. Then every so often I'd have to go and get another bucket of water and do it again because it was the only way to stay cool. Because you're out there in that heat, pumping gas and cleaning windshields and checking oil and all that good happy stuff. Tina Marie, the weather was extreme back in the 70s and 80s. Let me tell you, it was not normal. I mean, we went from, we were below, my hometown. Now, my hometown doesn't get as much snow as out here. But we would get cold in November. Now, we may not get snow to January, but it would get cold, really cold in November. We would get below zero many days. Many days, the highs were even below zero. And during the summer, we got in the 90s. That was normal. If we did, when I was living back in Indiana, if I did not get a minimum of 2 weeks of 90-degree weather with high humidity, we considered it a very nice, pleasant summer. And that usually it would be like 2 weeks to a month stretch where you were in the 90s for the high with high humidities. And it wouldn't get below maybe 85 at night. For the whole month of August, I've seen that more than once back home. And this was back in the 80s and 90s. So weather's been extreme to me. Now, here where I live, the summers are not bad. The winters can get very cold, and you get a lot of snow here. Although this area here only gets about 4 foot of snow, usually a winter. Now, when I lived up in Rochester, Buffalo area, we got about, I'd say 7 foot. No, probably more than 7. About 8 foot of snow a winter. But you didn't get it all at once, but you got about 7 to 8 feet of snow during the winter. Now, I think Tim used to live in, if I remember right, he lived in Buffalo for a while. I was down in, now this was back in the, early 2000s, if I remember right. Might have been still been in the 90s, but I want to say early 2000s. We went down to a friend of mine and their family, the brother, sister, mother, father. We all went down to New Orleans for Christmas one year. And I can look it up and see what it was. But while we were down in New Orleans, Buffalo got hit with 7 foot, a snowstorm, 7 foot of snow in one storm. And my sister and her husband this is my sister that passed away, but they lived halfway between Buffalo and Rochester. So I was wondering about my sister, how she was doing. So I called her to see, how much snow they got. They didn't get any snow at all.
Wow.
And Rochester made news because they had to truck the snow in from Buffalo to Rochester because they had their winter games at that time and they didn't have any snow. So they trucked it in from Buffalo so they could have their winter games. So they made the national news because of that.
Glad you won't be seeing that cold weather pretty soon.
Yeah, but like I said, man, I can't wait till it's over with.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I hate it.
It's brutal on the body.
Yeah. Tim says his hometown of New York has had 180 inches of snow this season.
Man, that's a lot.
Oh, well, I've seen pictures from the 70s in New York, and Tim can testify to this, that when you drive down the road, they'd have the snow piled up so high that you couldn't, if it fell in, it would cover your car completely. They would not find you. It'd be up like 10 foot.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that was normal, but that happened in the 70s even. So, like I said, extreme weather, at least in this part of the country, happens, every so often. It's not just now recently. It's been going on for years that you'll get something like that. I remember one time I was at work and I got off at midnight and I was supposed to come back in at 8. I was doing a double back because we were short-handed to people. So I started driving home and the snow was coming down quite a bit. I got maybe 15 minutes from work and I thought, I'm turning around, I'm going back. We had a nurse's office that had a bed. And I said, I'm just going to sleep in that bed at the nurse's office. Because I was afraid if I made it home, I wouldn't have made it back into work the next day. I wouldn't have. We had 4 people, counting myself, that showed up the whole weekend. We were working 12-hour shifts. And the one guy that was like me didn't want to try to make it back home because of how far away we lived. He went down and got a hotel room at a Red Roof hotel. And I told him to get a double occupancy because we were working the opposite 12. So he would have the room to himself for basically 12 hours. Then I'd have the room to myself for basically 12 hours. We kept the room for 2 days. They got everything straightened up after 2 days. So we each paid for 1 day. Yeah. Like I said, it was like having a room to yourself because when you were there, the other guy's at work.
Yeah, he's working.
And you had 2 beds, so you weren't sharing a bed. So, that was the best way to do it. And the other guys were either crazy enough to drive back and forth or live close enough that they drive. But I didn't have 4-wheel drive. I had a very small vehicle. The one guy had 4-wheel drive pickup. I can't remember what the other guy had when he left, while he was driving. But like I said, if you remember the Honda Preludes of 85, they were very short. Ground clearance of maybe 6 inches. I wasn't going anywhere in that car.
Nope.
Matter of fact, one of the guys would give me a ride down to the hotel and pick me up and take me back until they got everything cleared out. I was just snowed in, man. That was all there was to it. And so, yeah. But, yeah, I can't wait till I'm not facing. Well, like I told Tim, he was here earlier. He asked me how I was doing. Well, Wednesday, I cleaned my car off because we had snow. It wasn't real heavy, maybe an inch or so. And I was doing my upstairs neighbor's car. I was cleaning her car off for her. And I stepped in the snowbank, and when I went to turn, my foot was caught in the snowbank. So I went down. I went down to my right, twisted my my knee real bad, and went down on my right knee. And I thought, man, I was going to be a lot hurt more than I am. Hey, girlie, thanks for coming. But I needed help to get up.
I experienced that in Colorado, but it was up to my waist. We were out camping, fishing, not fishing, hunting.
Well,
up in the national forest.
Yeah.
But I had never seen snow in my life before that. Never gone out of
No.
Well, I had already gone out of the where I live here, but never experienced snow like that. And we're walking and I went wayside.
Like I said, where I'm from, 3 foot of snow would probably, for the whole winter, would be about average. Not at one time, the whole winter.
Yeah, it's the winter.
Yeah, so we'd get like 6 inches to a foot once in a while, or 2 inches or 4 inches was more likely. But thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you, girlie. But I was just a kid, and I like 10 years old. 10, 11, and 12, I delivered papers in Casey, Illinois. And we had It's probably not more than a couple foot. But being a kid that young, that was deep to me,
Yeah,
and I was delivering newspapers in that. And now, when I was only a couple inches, I could ride my bicycle and take the newspapers. What I did was I put the papers on the bike and I pushed the bike through the snow and I had to walk to deliver the papers. It was yeah, I've done. Hey, Michelle, thanks for coming. I was in your live stream while you were sleeping today. Uh, I went in. I was couldn't. I didn't stay very long. I was meeting a friend of mine, his wife, his son, and his mother. We met for lunch today. They took me out to lunch. So
that's good.
they took me to Applebee's, which was very nice of them.
Yeah.
And so while I was waiting on them, I was in Applebee's. I got on, saw that Michelle was doing a live stream, so I joined it until they got there. Because I got there early. I knew I was early. And I thought, well, I'll just sit here and wait. I went and did something, and I got done doing that real a lot quicker than I thought I would. That's why I was sitting in there just waiting on them. And then he stayed at his sister's house, taking care of watching out for his mother, while his sister and her husband are down visiting her daughter, their daughter in New York City. She's going to college down there. Their daughter is. So they went down to see their daughter, and so he's there watching over his mother, helping her out if she needs it till they get back. And just tonight and maybe tomorrow night, probably tonight only. I'll find out later, because if he doesn't do tomorrow night, they'll probably give me a call and I'll go stay the night tomorrow night with her. She thinks of me like a son. They're Chinese, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Chinese family that I know real well. I've known the daughter for, oh God, almost 40 years. Let's see, just under 40 years I've known the daughter.
Yeah.
Now I knew her father about a year less than that, but he's passed away. I met the mother over 35 years ago, or they're about 35 years, somewhere in there. Maybe might be 34, and I've known the brother for over 30 years. So I've known the whole known the whole family for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I help them out. They help me out. I mean, it's matter of fact, it's that friend whose daughter may want to buy my car, my Subaru. She mentioned it to me that they may want to get my car for her. I told her, I said, no problem. I'll let you have it for whatever they're willing to give me for it. I don't, I'm not going to say, well, if I'm selling it myself, I want more money. No, I don't.
Right.
Just get the loan, take enough to cover my loan and me. We'll go into the bank, get everything transferred over, get the cash put into my one bank, and then I can beat buggy, But it's like the furniture. I'll see how I can get rid of it. If I can sell it to a used furniture place, I will. If not, I'll have people come in and make a bid on it. I'll get rid of that as quick as I can. That's why I got to stick around April just to do that. I want to get rid of my furniture, get the place cleaned up. I'm hoping to be out of here by the middle of April, out of the apartment. I mean, I'll be paying for it the whole month.
Yeah.
But I hope to be out of here by the middle of April to maybe the 20th or something like that of April, somewhere in there. I don't want to stick around real long once I retire. Let's get this taken care of as quick as we can. Go back to visit my two sisters and the family, my cousins, my nieces and nephews, just nieces.
Hmm.
None of my nephews live back in Indiana. Uh, Now, my two regular nephews were native born Hoosiers, but my two great nephews were born in New York. And now my oldest nephew, he lives in Florida. All right, Tim, I'll be here for I don't know how much longer, but I'll be here for a while.
Yeah, I'll be. Is him living?
Yeah, he says
Yeah.
back in a while.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm leaving here soon. My friends already started messaging me. She's in the one that lives in Tarlac right now.
She lives where?
So in Tarlac,
Is that where
north
you're
of
going? Is that where you're
that's
going to
north.
be back?
Yeah, next time around, that's where I'll be staying in Tarlac. So I'll be somewhat neighbors to Tim because he lives in Papanga.
But Tim
You
lives in
know,
Angeles.
yeah, in Papanga. You have Metro Manila, and up north of it is Bulacan. North of it is Papanga, and then Tarlac, and then Pangasinan. If you
Like I
go,
said, I'm going to go visit Tim sometime after I get there, and from there I'll go up and see. I believe Crystal lives not too far from there, if I remember right.
yeah, Crystal's in Pangasinan, but Crystal lives closer to Baguio than she did to me when I was over there in Pangasinan.
I'll go see Crystal. I don't think I'll go to Baguio.
Yeah, she was like 4 hours away from where I was at. And
Uh,
Baguio, I think that's only like 2 hours.
I don't know how far away she'll be, but we'll
Yeah.
go see we'll go see Crystal and Mark. Another
Yeah,
thing.
she's in and maybe Hop.
Yeah, see if Hop's still around. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I asked her, okay, I didn't get to meet Hop.
Yeah.
I told her.
Like I said, my first trip out of Cebu, and I mean off the island of Cebu, not out of Cebu City. First trip out of Cebu will be around Cebu Island, some places.
Yeah.
But my first trip
Yeah.
off the island of Cebu, I plan on going over to Dumaguete and Valencia.
All
I
in
want to see
Visayas.
I want to go see the Valencia Sunday Market, and that'll be I can go over and do this in like a 4 day weekend. You know, it doesn't have to be a week or two. I could probably do it in 2 days, but I want to go see the Valencia Sunday Market, and I don't want to go over there for uh, get there on Saturday, go see Sunday, and then take off. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
we want to.
I want to. There's a lot to see over there, but I don't plan on seeing all of it the first trip because that's close enough to Cebu. I can hit over there a couple times if I want. But I want to go. I don't know if you ever seen any videos on the Sunday Market in Valencia. It looks almost like a
No,
carnival.
I need to check it out. I need to see YouTube videos. Sunday Market is the name of the.
Valencia, Valencia Sunday Market, the Negros Oriental.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
I'm
they've
gonna.
got cotton candy. They got this. They got that. They got all kinds of vendors. Uh, it just looks like it'd be there's all kinds of people there. It just looks like it's almost all morning in the early afternoon. You know, they have a market, I guess, all year, all week long, but the big one is Sunday.
Yeah,
And so I want to
the
go see
main
it.
one.
I've seen a lot of videos on it.
I have to see
I
it.
think P's done one
Hmm.
on it. I think the Filipino P did one on it. I could be wrong,
I'm not sub to on my main channel. I'm not sub to her.
but there's Turquoise Sunrise or Turquoise Sunset. I know they've done a few on it. Uh, and, and you can find if you just put it in Valencia Sunday Market, you can probably find quite a few videos on it.
Yeah, I'll do that and see
And
what it looked like. Just curiosity.
like I said, that's it. That's my curiosity. I've seen so many videos on it, and there's you know quite a few expats live in that area because it's up the mountain a ways. You know, from Dumaguete, so it's cooler.
Yeah.
And they got one guy in there. He's sells all different kinds of uh, meat that you can buy. They also got uh, uh, drinks like alcohol or not so much alcohol. but seasonings like hot sauces and stuff like that.
Mm.
And like I said, they got cotton candies below. They got it just looks like all kind of food vendors, and plus vegetable vendors, and
That's,
it just looks like a
that's
good place
good.
to visit at least once.
Yep.
And
Well, Larry, I'm gonna sign off.
all right, thanks for coming, man. I don't know how
Yeah,
much
because
longer I'm going to be going.
yeah, I don't think I can see, but it's dark
I can
already.
see it's get, yeah, I can see it's getting darker.
And my friend also from Tardoc's already sending me messages. She wants to chat, to
All
video
right,
call.
all right. You have a good one, man. Take care. Thanks for coming
Like,
up.
yeah, it's been a long time since I've been here. This,
I know it has been, so I'm glad you came up.
yeah, I wanted to last week, but she beat me. She beat you to it. She said, "Oh, let's video," and she wants to video call instead of
Yeah.
just chatting. A video.
All right. Well, you have
Right.
a good one now.
Likewise, you take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
I'm going to. I got 2 more days
Yeah,
before I have to go back to work.
exactly. Let me see. How do we just close this?
You just hit. Should be a place
Don't
just.
don't hit it on your end.
I can remove you, but you got to turn yourself off. I went ahead and removed you, but you're still. I can bring you back up anytime I want because you're still on. So just hit the exit. Trying to remember. There should be a. Let me look here real quick. There should be an exit you should be able to hit after you take the. Uh, all right, you got it done. Okay, good. But now, Michelle or anybody else, if you want to come up, come on up. I enjoy talking to people. You can see I'm kind of bald on top. I got hair there, but it's not much. I probably will grow my chin whiskers back before I go over. Not a problem, Jerry. You have a good one, man. Have a good chat with your friend. But Crystal, like I said, Crystal, Michelle, Mike, Anna, any of you that want to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. Just remember, I want to see your picture. Now, you want to hide your picture after I bring you up, that's fine. But when I go to bring you up, I want to be able to see who you are. Too many times people come in and they hide behind that where they don't show their face and they make derogatory remarks. But so yeah, we're just man, I can't believe it. 93 days till I leave, and only 32 days left for working days. That's it. That is, oh man, believe me, that makes me extremely happy. And like I said, each week it's going to get better because it's going to be less. That's one of the reasons why I started the countdown. Uh, it's just that simple. You need the countdown to get well, so you can pay attention to what all you if you need to rush something. I still got to figure out the mailbox thing. I still, like I said, I got plenty of time to do the living room, get this stuff straightened up. I got more than a month. I got about almost 6 weeks just to clear this up. So, but I am starting to do that. I cleared off one shelf. Actually, I cleaned off 2 shelves. I want to clean off a couple more. Like I said, I'm taking pictures down, putting them up, moving stuff off of here. I got to throw things away. And after I get all this done and I get all my furniture out of here, I'll pay somebody to come in and clean it. And just so I don't have to. And Michelle, Jerry left to talk with his friend in the Philippines. So he's having a conversation with her. So yeah, we're man. Like I said, every once in a while it still is me, man. Only 32 more working days. I would rather count that down that way instead of saying how many weeks or how many days till I retire. I'd rather count just the working days. And if I have to adjust it, we'll adjust it. But right now, April 10th is my last working day, unless something happens. And so that's what we're looking for, the last working day. And so yeah, it just, man, I can't believe I'm that close to retirement. That gets me more than going to the Philippines. Don't get me wrong. After I retire, I'll start feeling that way about going to the Philippines. But it's just the fact that we got somebody else coming up. Hey, Mike, how
Hey,
you doing,
how's it
man?
going?
Not bad, buddy. Not bad at all. Like
Hey,
I
I
said,
got something bothering me. I need to talk to someone.
all right. What is it?
I went to a smoke shop and this guy came up to my dog. They allow dogs in there.
All right.
And the guy kept coming up to my dog, but he wouldn't pet my dog.
Well, he might be afraid of big dogs. Some people
Well, he
are.
shouldn't get near dogs then.
Yeah. He, he might be trying to overcome the fear.
Don't. My dog's not the one to overcome the fear with.
Yeah.
My dog is nothing but a wuss.
Yeah. Just I don't know why he would do that. I mean, if I came up to your dog, I would ask if it's okay to pet him.
Yeah,
You don't just pet a dog without knowing. Because some dogs don't like
right.
me.
But everyone else is petting him.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he might. It may be you may. He might have been told that, hey, look, you got to overcome your fear. I was afraid of German shepherds for a long time because one bit me,
Yeah,
and now the dog bit me because we were
yeah,
playing tag. I was playing tag with a couple of the kids that owned the dog, and he was on a chain. So while I was chasing the kids, he thought I was trying to hurt him, so he grabbed my knee to keep me from hurting the kid. But that scared the bejesus out of me. I was only about 8. I was somewhere around 8, maybe 9 years old. No, I was probably about 8. I don't think I was 9 yet. I was about 7, 8 years old,
yeah.
and I was afraid of German shepherds for a long time.
Oh yeah,
It
I
took a
can
while for me
imagine.
to get close to
Yeah.
them, but they don't bother me now. But when I was young, it took me a long time to get over that. Uh, so I can understand if the guy was just trying to get over his fear. He's like, all right, let's get close.
No, he was acting like he wanted me to get like he wanted to get bit or something.
Maybe he did. Maybe he wanted to get bit so he could sue you.
And then yeah,
Thinking dogs shouldn't be in here. I'm going to, some people are just anti-animal.
And he said Verdos. I'm sorry if I was Verdos with you.
I don't even know what that word means.
I didn't either, but if I probably would have looked it up, I probably would have smacked him in the face.
Yeah. Then you would get sued. So you're better off not doing that.
Yeah.
But now, when are you planning on going to the Philippines?
What's that?
I said, when are you planning on going over to the Philippines?
As soon as I can afford it, I gotta go pay off some TV and some other stuff, and then
Well, I understand that. Hey, it took me a long time to get myself out of debt. I put myself into real bad debt.
yeah, I'm not real bad in debt, but I just gotta
I was.
get some things paid
Cindy!
off, and I'm going to see Jen.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Happy Valentine's Day, Cindy.
I can't wait to see her.
Well, when I moved down here, I didn't have much furniture at all because the place I lived at before, I had a bed and a computer desk, a computer chair, a TV stand, and a TV. That's it. Because I had a table to eat at. I take that back. I did have a table to eat at and a couple plastic chairs. But no, my sisters or my mother would never come up and visit me because the stairs were just too steep for them. You know, one sister had MS, another one made me look like I was healthy, and another one was born with a bad back. And my little sister never comes out. So I didn't worry about having places for people to sit at because I didn't have to worry about it. So when I moved down here, I had an old table that was not in great shape. It's set out on my patio now because it's not in a very good shape table, and I got a different table in here, and I got better chairs. But I bought a sleeper sofa, which I probably should have just bought a sofa, which cost me a pretty penny because it's the top. I got the top of the line sleeper sofa.
Oh yeah.
And then I got an electric recliner. Well, electric recliners aren't cheap. And then I got
one.
I got a couple end tables that were quite expensive.
I'm on mine.
Huh?
I'm on my electric recliner.
Well, mine's over that way. But I'm sitting at my kitchen table, and that's one of my. That's kind of like it's not really a spice rack. But it is a rack that has a electrical outlet that you can plug into one outlet to give you more outlets. And I got that. I got a spice rack inside the kitchen area. Then I got these shelving units in the living room. I got a 50-inch TV.
Yeah.
And I got a coffee table. It's over 60 years old. It's about 65 to 70 years old. It's been in the family the whole time. My dad bought it brand new. I was young. I want to say my brother and my little sister. My brother, I want to say my younger brother. I'm not sure about my little sister. But my little brother would be 67 right now. And my little sister is 65. But I want to say it was before my little sister, but after my little brother. Could have been before him. So it could be as old as 70, but I don't think so. It could have been when I was a really young baby, I mean. But my dad, it came with a glass top, but Dad didn't take the glass top. He's afraid us kids would break it and cut ourselves. But it's a nice sturdy table. Like I said, it's still in good shape as old as it is. And but I don't know what I'll do with that. I'll have to get rid of that as well. Either give it to a relative or sell it. I got all these picture frames I'm going to sell off. Get rid of whatever I can. I got this. If I could show it, I would. I got this laptop stand that's got sitting on top of my desk. I'll see if my friend or her daughter wants it.
Yeah.
Give it to them. It's not that expensive. It's maybe $30 at most. Probably less than that. I got another one. I got two of them I'm going to get rid of. They can have both of them.
Have you decided what you're going to change your name to?
I'm thinking about Triple L in the Philippines.
Triple L sounds great.
Yeah, but because that way the 3L still work for the.
I was the first one to call you that, so I'm that's a nod to me.
I know you and Cindy calls me, and now Jerry just calls me Double L because Jerry told me since I went by. Hell, I might have still been going by Larry Lee only because I went by Larry
Lee.
You sound like
a wrestler,
huh?
You sound like a wrestler with Triple L.
Yeah, like I said, no, I went by Larry Lee for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I switched it to Lazy Larry for quite a while.
Yeah.
Until I decided to have my own channel. And I used to follow this, Jerry followed it, Dan followed it. we used to follow this vlogger named Chris and Sabu. He no longer vlogs, but he used to do these live streams in Cebu. He'd be walking around the Capital District, and there was 4 Larrys at least. There was Larry Outdoors or something like that. Larry B, Larry G, and me, Larry Lee. Well, B, G, and Lee sound a lot alike. Now, Larry B, the B was just his initial. G, he spelled his name G-E-E. So I thought, well, you know, if you're not listening closely and he asked you a question, did he ask me or did he ask one of the other two? Because if he said Larry Outdoors, you didn't have to worry about it. You knew it wasn't you. So I decided to change my name to Lazy Larry. It was a nickname I got in my senior year in high school from an auto shop teacher. But anyway, so I went by Lazy Larry, and people always ask me, how come Lazy Larry? And I thought, well, I'll do a talking head video and explain how I got the nickname Lazy Larry and why I use it. So that's what I did. That's about a 15-minute video, very first video I ever did. And Mike, married to a beautiful woman, and a few others were telling me they couldn't find me. Because if you typed in Lazy Larry, there's this cartoon character known as Lazy Larry. I didn't know this, but you'd have like 3 or 4 pages of his cartoons that came up before you ever got to me. So you had to really be determined to find me. So I thought, well, let's just add my last name to it. Hey, LV, how you doing? LV. So I decided to add my last name back to my channel. And as soon as I put in my last name, because I typed up Lazy Larry myself to check it out, and it was really hard to find me. So I typed in, changed my channel name to Lazy Larry Lee. I typed that in, and that was the first thing that popped up. And so a little later on, I did a video on why I changed my channel name to Lazy Larry Lee. But my first few videos were talking heads or unboxing. I did the first one. I just wanted to see if I enjoyed it, which I did. I enjoyed doing the video. And so, because I was thinking, you know, at that time, this is years ago, I was already thinking about maybe moving to the Philippines or Thailand at that time. I was thinking about the 2 places mostly. And I knew once I retired, I'd want something to do once in a while, just get myself up off the couch to do something. So I thought, well, how about vlogging? Let's check it out. And I did. And I enjoyed it, so I've still been doing it from this day. I created my channel back in 2017. But like I said, when I first created it, I wasn't doing videos. I created it because to comment on the live streams, you had to have a channel. And so that's why I created the channel originally. And I don't know how long I had it before. I don't remember. Let me see something. Let me see this. We're going to turn this one off. I'm going to see if I can figure out how long I've been actually doing videos. I know this is kind of boring, but I'm curious. Man. But anyway, so like I said, I decided to start doing videos. And been working at it ever since. I said some of it's just, a lot of it's just me talking. I used to do a live stream where I had a guy who would come up with me, Leonard Lund. He'd come up. Edward Beck would come up, and we would go anywhere from 3 to almost 6 hours talking.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, we just talk back and forth about different things, and me and Leonard could easily go for 2 hours, 3 hours just talking. And like I said, I hit 100 subscribers. Let's see how long ago that was. That was 3 years ago. I hit 100.
Yeah.
But I would hit 100, go under 100, go over 100. So I actually started doing my live stream. My very first one was 3 years ago. Like I said, let's see if it tells me more. But yeah, 3 years ago was when I first started doing live streams. And I was already living down here when I started doing it. And like I said, yeah, Dad, Leonard's been gone for a long time now. He was a good guy. Now his handle was not so slim. Before he got sick, he was a hefty guy. Not as big as I am, but I guess he was hefty. But yeah, Leonard's gone. Edward Beck is gone.
Yeah, I think I remember Edward.
Yeah. All right. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Not too bad. What can I do for you? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how's it? How are you doing though? What time is it? Just to let you know, I'm doing my live stream. All right, bye. That's my friend that I had dinner with her brother. She forgot I do. So anyway, uh, now how long do you? How much vacation time do you get?
Vacation time?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
an injured vet. I'm pretty injured, so I'm retired.
okay. You're retired. That's good then.
But my dog, that's another story. I don't want to go and keep someone to keep my dog for forever while I'm going to go see her.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, the nice thing about uh, being retired, you can decide how long you want to stay.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
You got a situation like mine.
Well, what's going to limit you is how long your relative's going to take care of your dog, and how much money you have. I mean, you can go for a week, you can go for a month.
Well, I'm thinking a week and a half, 2 weeks. Um, I'm thinking that wouldn't be too bad. That it
If
wouldn't
you
hurt my
can,
pocketbook so bad.
well, if you can do 2 weeks, it'd be better. Uh, because the first couple of days there, you're probably going to be tired,
Oh yeah,
and so you know that's why I said I'm just planning on when I get to my hotel, I just plan on doing nothing but resting the first 2 days. Now, if I recoup quicker than I think I'm going to, I'll get out and check out back 10.
I usually don't do too bad. I didn't when I came back from Korea. I didn't do too bad.
Yeah. Well, the Noob Sailbot, or Saibot, however you pronounce it, it's Saibot. He says go longer than 2 weeks is such a long haul. Yeah, but it also depends on what you can afford.
Yeah,
I say go no less than 2 weeks.
even if it was just a couple days, just to say I was there in the Philippines
Yeah.
and I met Jen in person.
Yeah, but like I said, the longer you can stay there, the the better. I went in.
Oh yeah,
I went in China. I went to China in '99. All right, I was 47 years old. I don't know how old you are. I'm not asking, Mike. But I went. I was about 47 years old.
I'm a little over that.
But anyway, I went for 3 weeks, and I had no trouble going over. When I came back is when I had the rebound, the jet lag. And that's before I got my CPAP machine. I needed it before I went, but I didn't have it until I came back. I was back for a few months before I even got it. But you want enough time that you guys can do stuff together and take
Oh yeah.
pictures. So a couple
Oh,
of
I
days is
know.
not long enough for that. You want at least 2 weeks so you can go visit some sites. And Nob Sabat wants to know, aren't you engaged to a Filipina? Mike, are you engaged? Are you and Jen engaged?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, but you still need to. It's the same thing. I went over to meet some girl in China. It didn't work out. Didn't bring her back. That's a whole different ball game. But you need to do things together. You need to go to some sightseeing places. Get pictures with her and her family if you can. To show that you've done things together. Your family knows
Oh
who
yeah,
you
I
are.
know.
And the more that people do that, no, but I don't know if they. But he says you've never seen her in real life yet.
No.
No, but they've talked on video chat and all that quite a bit. That happens a lot with long distance relationships. It
Yeah.
really does. That happens a lot in long distance
I
relationships.
think I'm crazy for doing it, but
Some
it
people
ha-
think you are. Some people think it's worked out for
but
some. It's
it
not worked
just
out for
happened
others.
that way.
Yeah,
It
like I
just
said.
happened that way.
Yeah,
She was
like I said,
cool.
I've avoided that because I know I'm going over. I don't want to be. Uh, but Tina, they might be able to, but you've got to be able to prove you were there.
Yeah.
Can you get AI to prove that you took that flight and you spent?
Yeah.
You know,
That's the kicker.
but yeah. So, like I said, that it's you really do need to. And I agree with you about you need boots on the ground, but that's before you get married. He's going
Oh
over
yeah.
and do the boots on the ground and see how well it works out that way.
Oh
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Spend as much time as you can.
Well,
Uh,
she's cool and I'm cool, so
yeah.
it's.
But I'm just saying, though, you
I
just want to
mean,
spend as much
as
time
long as we
together
don't
as you can.
physically like each other, we shouldn't have a problem.
As long as I believe you'll make it, Mike. I do. But there are people that put on airs because you can act like anybody you want for an hour or two a day.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Jen and I are I asked her if I could come to your channel, actually, and
Yeah.
come online.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to her. I'm always talking to her.
Tina Marie says you can now get married online. It's legit, and that's true. At least it
Oh,
was.
really?
Yeah, at least it was
The
during the pandemic.
Philippines.
I don't know if it still is or not, but you could during the pandemic. Uh, I want to say Filipino P did
In the
a
United
video of
States
somebody
or the
that did that.
Filipino?
Somebody
Is it?
did. I can't remember who it was, but somebody that I follow, and I want to say it was Filipino P, did a video on a guy that did that. They got married, and then he went over to meet up with her. This during the pandemic. He had to be quarantined for so long, and I think she was allowed to join him. Numa says you ought to double that. You ought to do at least a month.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Numa. If you can afford it, you got to do what you can afford. That's simple. There was one guy. I want to say his name was Clark, Mike Clark. I can't remember the name of his channel, and he did a long distance relationship. I can't remember if they met online first, and then he went over and met her, and he kept going back over every so often. So it was like 2 years. He'd be in the States and go over back and forth, maybe 6 months or more total with her in the Philippines before they got married. Brought her back to the States, and they got married in the States. But I quit following them once they got married because they were in the States, and I wasn't interested in the stuff they were putting out in the States. Although he did take her. If I was a Filipino, I'd probably be interested because they went to Las Vegas and some other places. You know, he lived in Michigan, outside of Detroit, if I remember right. So that would be interesting if I was from another country. I'm interested in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I watch videos on that. Occasionally I'll watch somebody that's here in the States. I might watch one or two of their videos, but I really don't follow too many. Like Kevin, my Filipino American venture. He goes back and forth, so I follow him. Now he's getting ready to retire and move to the Philippines permanently. But he'd been in the States now for a while. But so, like I said, but I always knew he was going back eventually. And he didn't put up stuff constantly. He did put stuff up, but not constantly. And whenever he went back to the Philippines, he put up more than he did in the States. So I followed him. I followed his.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like, you gotta. He says, ironically, this is what Noob said. Ironically, if you go to the Philippines, it will cost you less with better accommodation, food, and services if you take her to Thailand. So he's saying Thailand's cheaper. Fuel is grossly overpriced now for tourists. For that, you can get Thailand. Yeah, but for me, I'm not interested in Thailand for a few different reasons. One is you got to leave every so often. You can't. In the Philippines, I can stay for 3 years without leaving. Two, I can go anywhere and find people. I mean, I can go to small villages and find somebody that speaks English. It's going to be the younger kids because it's like anything else. If you don't use it, you lose it. But the young kids are taught English in school. Yeah, just Thailand for a holiday he's talking about. Just go there for a holiday. And she can't go to Thailand if she has a passport. She doesn't have to get you can go to Thailand and back. A Filipino can go to Thailand and back with just a Filipino passport. It's not like coming to the States. As long as she's got a passport, she can go to Thailand. Now you have to fill out an e-travel type thing for Thailand. I don't know what,
I want to visit her in Korea is what I want to do.
I don't know if they can go to Korea. I don't know. I think they can.
She's in Korea right now.
Oh, is she?
Oh, yeah.
it'd be better just to go to Korea then, because
I can't do it, and not in my time frame.
okay, I'm going to save you. See, I might visit Korea sometime. It's not big on my list. Neither Thailand was a place I thought about retiring.
Oh yeah,
I thought about retiring to Thailand, but I just like everything better about the Philippines, outside of the cost.
I was stationed in Kunsan, Korea, and let me tell you, it was nice.
I've never been to Korea. See, I've been to Japan, I've been to Taiwan, I've been to Hong Kong. This is in the military. I've been to the Philippines. So and in Japan, I was in the main island in Japan, and I was also in Okinawa, which is part of Japan. So yeah, she lives she's working in Korea right now, noob. But anyway, it's how shall I say this? Japan. I have no desire to go unless I go in the spring or summer.
Yeah,
I was there during the winter, so I really don't need to see the cold and the snow over there. I've already seen it, but I wouldn't mind seeing the cherry blossoms in Japan. That's spring. But Japan's not cheap. So I would probably prefer Korea, Vietnam, or Thailand, Cambodia.
I want to go to Vietnam.
Yeah. No, another good thing about living outside of the Philippines for a Filipino or Filipina, either one, it makes them a little more aware of the world, a little more. Now, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of that way in the Philippines because they're well read, well educated, and they want to learn about things. When you take somebody that worked outside of the Philippines, they understand how much money. You make more money, but it costs more to live. They understand that because they've gone through it. It makes them a little more understanding of the economics and the realities of being around the world. You take Filipinos or Filipinos that work here in the United States, they make American money, but they know what it costs to live here too. Yeah, I mean, most Filipinos and Filipinos who've never been outside of their country have never traveled outside, maybe outside of their own district. Some people have never left their province or their city. Their understanding of what it costs for us to live is not as well versed as someone that's lived out of the country. I make maybe 10 times more money, but it costs me 10 times more to live.
What's this white tax?
Huh?
What's this white tax?
There's a white tax in a lot of countries. What he's saying is sometimes if you go someplace and the price isn't listed, they'll charge more money because you're white. That's why he's talking about white tax. That's why when you go shopping somewhere and your girlfriend or wife is with you, let her do the shopping. You go somewhere else, just let her do the shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Vietnam would be an interesting place to visit. It's not that expensive. Great food, if you ask me. They got some great food there. So does Thailand. Like I said, I would like to visit Thailand. I just don't want to live there. Only because they drive on the wrong side of the road, if you ask me. And I think if I was driving over there, I'd probably have trouble with the remember to be on the right side of the road. Okay, that would especially at night if you had something to drink. So that would worry me. Plus, unless you're in the big cities like Bangkok or maybe Chiang Mai, uh, you're going to have to stay in the tourist areas, or you may have trouble finding somebody that can speak to you in English. Uh, and then there again, you have to, I don't know how long it is, whether it's a month or every 2 months. Every so often, you have to leave Thailand for a day or so and then come back in. And that's going to happen the whole time you want to stay there. So you add that into the cost of living there. Uh, you know, uh, no, the food's not real spicy, but you can add spices to it. Uh, and like I said, Vietnam's got. I like the pho. It's a type of soup. It's really good. Uh, but yeah, they got a really good infrastructure. But there again, I think you got to leave every so often. I know there's people that like to go there and they live there and they travel around Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
I think you might be able to get something for where you can stay for a year. I think,
Well, I'm not trying to do all that.
but like I said, my plan is to
I
stay.
got a house here right now. I'm remodeling. The place is a mess right now, but
Well, my place is a mess. I'm trying to get it cleaned up so I can go. But no, it's just yeah, Singapore's expensive. Yeah, that's not a place I'd want to. It's a place to visit for a short period of time, uh, and then beat foot boogie out of there. I used to have a friend. I don't know if he's still living there or not, but he was from Singapore. But he would be in his 60s now, so if he's still alive. Uh, so but I haven't had any. His name was Sujin, and it's, I think it's Chinese, but I can't remember his last name. Uh, but yeah, now he got married after he went back to Singapore, came back to the States in the '90s, and I gave my apartment to him and his wife while they were in my hometown. Let them have my apartment, and I went and stayed with my mother for about. They were there for about a week, and visited the college. He showed around where he went to school and introduced you to some of his friends and stuff. Then I think he went up to Michigan because he had a brother that worked up there at I want to say at Kellogg in Kellogg, Michigan, and so he went and visited his brother. But they were going back to Singapore after that. But that was early '90s. I was that's been over 30 years, so I haven't seen him since. But I also know people in Malaysia from when I was in college.
yeah, I heard that's nice too.
Well, it's affordable, but it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It depends on where you live.
Well, I don't want to live there. I don't. I want to live in
Like
the
I said,
States.
I don't know how many different countries I'll visit, because there's enough of them that you can choose, and take a long time before you run out of different countries to see, unless you want to travel a lot out of the country, which I don't. I want to travel around the country. Yeah,
I just want to
I'm
travel.
with you. I'm too poor for Singapore.
I just want to travel. That's all I want to do, really. I don't want to live anywhere but the United States. I mean, there's a possibility I might want to stay in the Philippines, but the chances are,
Well, like I said, right now I want to stay in the Philippines. I'd be willing to check. All right, you got a place you can afford to live where you're living without working. I can't live here without working. I have to move. Once I quit working, I'm done here. I'll stay another month, but that's it. I can't. I've lost that much money. I can no longer afford this place. It will take my retirement just to pay for my rent, my utilities, my groceries in my car, and then I'd be broke. If I could afford all of that, it would wipe me out every month without working. Now, working, I live comfortably, but I don't want to work forever. I'm 72 years old. I'm tired. I'm ready to quit.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, to live comfortably, I know I can do it in the Philippines. I can do it in a couple other countries, and I could probably do it in the poor areas of Florida and Texas. But do I want to live in those areas? I could do it in the South somewhere. But
You don't have to explain to me, Larry. I
I'm just saying,
understand.
those areas I want to live in, and that's it. I just don't want to keep working. It's just that simple. And
Yeah.
I mean, no. Now, granted, I might be able to get into senior housing, but senior housing is based on your income, and they're going to look at the income you made the year before, not what you're making now. Okay, and they're going to take as much as they would take of that. It'd be like me paying rent right here. They take that much of your income for the year before. They want a third or more of it. Well, I'm losing almost 2/3 of my income. I'm losing over half my income.
Yeah.
When I quit working, I'm losing a little over half my income. Almost. Now I'm talking take-home income. Not what I think they'll look at what you made, not what you take home. Okay. So when if that's the way they look at it, I lose almost 2/3 of my income. My take-home is a little over half. But if they're looking at my income before taxes, I'll lose about 2/3. And so
I'm sure they do you right. I don't think they base it off that.
they adjust it every year. So for that first year, I'd be broke. If I got it, because I'd have to keep working until I got in.
They base it off your retirement and stuff
No,
like that.
they base it off your income, your retirement, and because I'm still working. So it's your income. Now, once the year after I quit working, then it'll be on my retirement. Okay.
I would quit working for a couple months and get
they
my
still
income.
go off they're going to go off your income from the year before. You may have to wait 2 years to get in. So you can't it depends on the list. It may be a year or 2 years. Because there's people wanting to get in. So if they don't have openings, you may get in 6 months, because people ahead of you may say, no, we don't want it. But, you don't know. My friend, they went to put her mom and dad in there, and I forget how long they waited before they offered them a place to go in. But they waited a good 6 months, a year longer. And she just had to move in with her, so they decided not to do it. She just had to live with her. And her mom still lives with her. Like I said, her dad's passed away, but her mom still lives with her.
Yeah.
And it just, what can you do? I mean, it just, there's not much you can do. You just got to keep working until you get in. And then that first year you suffer. Then the next year is when you get your break. Because they look, like I said, what they do, because I checked into moving into I think it was 50 plus years ago. And I was 50. But it's one of these places, if you were 50 or older, they'd give you a break. It might have been 55, but I think it was 50. And they advertised one price. I thought, well, I can afford that. Well, I went in, they said, well, how much do you have? What is your yearly income? How much do you have in the bank? Oh, no, you can't get it for this price. It was almost double the price or more than what they said. It's like, no, I'm not paying that for this little bit. It's a small place. I'm not going to do it. I can get a regular apartment for that money, which I did. I got an apartment for almost the exact same amount of money, a whole lot more room. This was just a studio. And so that's what they do. You're probably right, noob, but I wasn't going to say anything. But So yeah, it just you
I'm
gotta
taking my time. I'm taking my time. I got things I gotta pay for and stuff like that.
well
And everything's going fine right now. So I'm not trying to go and jump. I don't have blue balls, trust me. I don't have MSB. I don't have blue balls.
do you know what blue balls is? Come on, everybody
Yeah, I know
all
what blue
right.
balls is.
I'm sure you, unless there's a little dis, undisciplined there or disciplined, however you want to look at it, you got blue balls. It's just that simple.
That's funny, dude.
I will be self-insured, Tina Marie. I will be self-insured. I the the VA doesn't cover me over there. I think they might help for the first month because I'm not disabled. And so, and Medicare is not used over there. And at my age, to buy insurance that's not through the Medicare that would be used over there would be cost prohibitive. That's why I said I'm going to have a fair size emergency fund, and I'll keep building that up every month. I plan on putting back about one fourth of my. I plan on living on about 3/4 of my income, maybe a little less, and put back about a fourth of my income. Yeah, I'm going to be self-insured. Uh, like I said, that money I get from selling my car, which is it's a 2021, so it's not that old. I bought it new. The money I get from that, the money I get from my furniture, will go into the emergency fund. I already got a little bit of money in there. Death is my final retirement plan.
Yeah, I'm a vet, so I get free burial or free cremation, and I'm going for the cremation.
And noob, it's Mike, not Matt. It's Mike. He says, Matt, don't wait until you're done this and that. Just go.
Yeah, I'm going. I have to get my passport, and that's going to be a big thing.
Well, you got to have 6 months left in your passport. My passport's good till 33. So I got plenty of time left on my passport. I know how I'm shipping money over. At least I got 2 ways to ship it right now. Hey, Christina, how you doing?
Hey,
I'll probably come up with another one. I got PayPal I can send money over through. I've got transferring money from one bank to another. I can do that. I got 2 bank cards, credit cards I can use that don't charge any international interest or fees. There's no international fees on them. So if I have to, I can use those to get money out. One of those is they reimburse so much money per month on out of network ATMs. That's the one I'll use the most. The other is a backup, but the other happens to be the bank that my Social Security is going to be going into. So I'll transfer money from that when I need it over to my other bank, so I have that money available. One of the things I'm going to look at when I go to rent a long-term place is how can I pay for it. If I can use my cards, great. If I can't, then I have to have a place where I can pull the money out. That costs me a lot of money to get the money to pay my rent each month, along with my utilities and stuff.
Noob's got a question for you. He says, "Have you got a girlfriend?"
No. I have no girlfriend over there. I'm a firm believer on boots on the ground first, and I'm not looking for a girlfriend when I first get there. I want to decide where I want to live first, because some girls don't want to leave their families. I'm glad you like it, Mike. Dan, I'm sorry. I'm glad you like it, Dan. I'll have to check it out. I asked there's a place that somebody was talking about, Metro Park, and it's cheaper than where I'm staying. And he said he would stay there again for sure. So if I have to get a hotel again, maybe I'll check that place out. But I've already got paid where I'm staying. It's already paid for. One place is 2 days. The other place is paid for 8 days, I believe, maybe 10. I'll have to look at the thing again. But I got 10 days set up already, maybe 12. So hopefully that's enough time to find a place to live. I really don't want to live in a hotel. That could be, Tina, but I'm not going to be looking, okay? The first thing is this. Get these two.
You don't look. It just happens.
That's what I said. I'm not looking. I won't say it won't happen. I'm just saying I'm not looking. But I'm not staying somewhere because that's where she lives. If I don't like it, I'm not staying.
Easily the Philippines.
Huh?
You get
Well,
your
some girls don't want to go leave the family. They want to stay with their family.
Well, if you're
I know one couple.
Philippines,
I know one couple I used to follow a long time
you're
ago,
just a stone's throw away.
and they lived in, I want to say Dumaguete or Valencia. Her family wasn't that far away from there, but she wanted to go there weeks at a time instead of staying with him. And they was out in the province with nothing there but her family. Well, that's not what he wanted. So they ended up breaking up. I'm not living out in nowhere land. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
If there's not a good hospital nearby, I'm not living there.
Jen's family lives in Cebu, so I'm not going to be asked out.
I'll check that out. Like I said, right now I really want to. But do they have bug guns in the nicer rooms there, Dan? The room you stayed in didn't have it. I want the bum gun. God bless it. Gosh darn it.
My thing is, I got to sleep in a chair.
Do you have sleep apnea? Sounds like you have sleep
Yeah,
apnea.
I got sleep apnea, so I sleep in
Do
a
you have
chair.
a machine?
No.
You ought to get a machine.
Yeah, I do. I do, but I need to see a BiPAP.
What do you mean by bypass?
BiPAP. You never heard of a BiPAP?
No, what's a BiPAP?
The same thing as your machine and my machine, except it's got an oxygen tank.
Okay. I don't need that. I just use a CPAP. I've been using a CPAP for 25, almost 26 years. And I don't need the oxygen. So I'm doing real well.
I need that BiPAP.
Yeah, I don't need that. I just my oxygen level's good. And I've been using a CPAP since, somewhere around February of 2000. So like I said, almost 26, right around 26 years. January, March, somewhere in there, I started using the CPAP.
Wow.
So I've been using it for almost 26 years. And that's all I've ever used. I don't need oxygen. Never did need oxygen.
My oxygen level goes down to 67%.
Huh?
My oxygen level went down to 67%. It was documented.
Yeah. Well, no, they check mine every so often. It's always been good. So now my oldest sister, she had trouble with her oxygen, but she had a bad back, and her lungs were compromised because of it. She was like this because my mom fell with her when she was pregnant, so she had a real bad curvature of her spine, which compromised her lungs, one of her lungs.
I would have never even thought about having a kid if my back was messed up.
Yeah. Well, no, her back was messed up because my mother fell with her when she was pregnant with her. It's not because of a birth defect. I mean,
Oh yeah, but still, I wouldn't do it.
She had two kids. She had 2 kids, and I mean they were big kids too.
That's cool and all that she had them and all, but I just couldn't do it myself.
Both her kids were over 9.5 pounds. Both of them was over 20 inches long, and they're both over 6 foot tall now. So yeah, they were big kids now. But so yeah. But okay, so we'll have to check it out because, like I said, I don't mind being close to IT Park. I don't really want to be in IT Park because that costs me a lot. IT Park's part of what they call the bubble. There's a lot of expats in there. Although you've got a lot of amenities, you got really good internet. You got a lot of different types of Western style food. Really nice places to stay, but you pay for it.
Yeah.
And 18 Suites is where I'm going to be staying at the longest until I find a place to live. But it could be Metro Park, it could be somewhere else. I want somewhere where I can walk to a coffee shop, some kind of restaurant, whether it's Mickey D's or Jolly B's or something else. So I can walk somewhere if I want to get something to eat. I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like eating in if they have a cafeteria or restaurant on site, maybe I want to go somewhere else. I can walk somewhere else. I like the idea of being able to walk 10 or 15 minutes and be somewhere. Most of my life, until I moved down here where I'm at, I've always been able to walk somewhere within 10, 15 minutes. Now, some of the places I went to were longer walks, but I could always go to a restaurant or two within 10 or 15 minutes of where I lived. When I was living in Terre Haute on the 13th and a half and 3rd Avenue, I had a grocery store that was 3.5 blocks from me, a gas station that was about 4 blocks from me, a Dairy Queen about 4 blocks from me, a ballpark about 5 blocks from me, a laundromat a block from me. Hey, Mengay, how you doing, Mengay? Thanks for coming. So, but when I lived in Batavia, I had a deli mart was about 5 blocks from me. So now when I lived in Minden, I had to drive. I was out in La La Land, so I had to drive anywhere if I wanted to go somewhere. I couldn't walk. But most of the places I've lived, like when I lived in Munford, I lived right above a deli. All I had to do is go down the stairs, walk around the front of the building, go in, and I could get soup or sandwiches or anything like that when they were open.
Hello, Mengay.
And yeah, Valentine's Day here in the States, everybody. So we're having a good time. So yeah, it's just I like being able to walk somewhere.
Yeah. Well, Larry, I'm going to take off. I'm going to go and talk to Jen for a while before I go to sleep.
Tell Jen hi. And we hope you guys see each other in person.
Oh, we will.
No, in person soon.
We will.
And if I'm over there in Cebu, you're anywhere around there, let me know. We'll get together.
Yeah. Yeah, I just gotta wait until she gets back to the Philippines before I go and see her. I wanted to see her in Korea. I really did. And I was rushing everything to do that. And she's leaving Korea, so I'm waiting till she gets back to the Philippines.
Okay. Now, what part of the Philippines does she live in?
Cebu.
Okay. I'll be there in May. So if it's after May, get a hold of me and let me know. We'll get together.
Yeah.
I will arrive. I arrive in Cebu on the 19th of May, and that'll be at Mactown, and then I'll be, I believe it's the 21st. I'll be at in Cebu City itself at 18 Suites,
Yeah.
where I'll be staying. Now, if you're going to get a room, Dan says get the one in Metro Park. Is it, or hang on a minute, let me find it. The place's name again? And it's a little cheaper. Yeah, Metro Park. It's in the Philippines, but it's like you can get a room for like $15 or so a day. Okay, you still there?
Yeah, $15 a day. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Now it's going to be a small room, and he says you can get a nicer one. Just $15 per night. It says Dan just said.
Yeah.
So now you can get a nicer room. It'll probably cost a little more, but $15 a day will let you extend your stay. 10 days only $150. 20 days
Yeah.
only $300.
Yeah.
So you can spend some good time, and there's a lot of stuff to see in Cebu City area. There's top
I
of
don't
Cebu.
care about that.
No,
to
you
be
want.
honest.
You
I just
want.
want to see Jed.
I know, but you want these sites so you can take pictures with you there
Oh.
with the top of Cebu, Leia Temple, I think it's called. There's the Magellan Cross in Cebu. There's a Fort Pedro, San Pedro, I think. There's a fort there. Like I said, these are things right there in Cebu that gives you something to go do and take pictures different every day. You go somewhere different.
I'll get my dog out.
So this way, you're proving that you guys are there visiting. And, so you're leaving. Dan's leaving for Manila tonight. He's going to spend about a week or so in Manila, and then they're heading back to Sacramento, I believe. They'll go through. Dan, is your mom in L.A.?
Well, I'll catch you later, Triple L to be.
Yeah. But like I said, though, you really do want to check out Metro. Dan did one on showed you the hotel room. So if you follow Dan, he did put up a video of the Metro Park on the hotel room. Now, like I said, the room that he stayed in didn't have the bun gun, but it's a little older, so it's probably got a little more room than some of the others. He says there are some nicer rooms that you could ask for. I don't know what those cost, but he said him and Matt Minnie would stay there again, so it's got to be a decent place.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm going to 18 Suites, which is a little more than, not quite double that. All right. And that's counting tax and all that good happy stuff. So that's what he's talking about too. Plus, I paid through a second-hand service.
Yeah. They got their hands in it.
I'm sure they got some money out of it. I booked,
Okay.
but I was able to pay with my card, have it paid for before I got there. Because some of these places you got to pay for in cash. All right,
Yeah.
some places don't take cards. So, bye, Dan. You have a safe trip to Manila, man.
Well, I'll
Take
catch you
care.
later. It was good seeing you.
And Corn Society, I'm going to tell you the truth. We got scammers here in the States. Sometimes they claim to be in the States and they're somewhere else. There's scammers everywhere you go, man. There's always, whether it's male or female, there's always somebody trying to rip somebody off of money. And it's just that simple. And you can complain all you want, but that's the way it is. There's always scammers. And all right, folks. Anybody else want to come up? go ahead. We'll continue talking. If not, I'll be shutting it down here in a little bit. But I've had a good talk here. I had Jerry was up earlier, then Mike was up. Dan's gone. So he's not coming up. But if anybody else wants to come up, come on up. If you got any questions, go ahead and ask them so I can answer them. Like I said, I got 32 more working days, which is 8 weeks, because I only work 4 days a week. I'm retiring April 10th. And then somewhere around the 17th, hopefully no later than the 24th, I'll be out of here on my way to Terre Haute, Indiana to visit my family back there. And then I'll come back here somewhere around the 14th of May and sell my car, visit with some friends here. And then on the morning of the 18th, I'll take off. Morning of the 19th in the United States, but the evening of the 19th in the Philippines, I'll be landing there in Mactan, Newtown area. I'll spend I paid for the 19th, 20th. I'll have to leave the 21st. I think I might have paid for the 21st. Yeah, I'll have to leave sometime the 21st. And I'll go to 18 Suites. And I paid for, I want to say 8 days. It could have been 10, but I want to say it's 8 days there. So 10 days total. I was thinking about kicking it up to 12 days there, which would give me 2 weeks. But that's all right. If I don't have a place I want by then, I'll see if I can check into a Metro Park hotel that Dan suggests and check out some areas down there. I do want to find a place on a that I can sign a longer term lease. I don't want a month to month. I want something longer. I don't care if it's 3 or 6 months or a year, more than month to month. I want a little more stability. I'm willing to go a year. I'm willing to go as little. I'd rather go 6 months or longer, but I think I might be willing to sign a 3 month. So I'll be getting together with Michelle, ABCM. Hopefully Mike will be there sometime after I get there. And a few others there in Cebu area will get together, have a meal. You can bring a friend, 1 or 2 friends. That's it. I can't afford to pay for a lot of people. Like I said, once I quit work, I'm going to be a poor boy. Now, compared to a lot of Filipinos, I may not be poor, but compared to my fellow expats, I'm going to be poor. I'm going to be on the lower end of the income with the expats. So I got to watch my money because, like I said, I got to save money so I can get a good place to live, pay my bills, and maybe do a little traveling and not go broke every month. I got to save money because I'm self-insured. So if I get sick, I got to be able to pay for it. But that's all right. That's, here in the States, I'd have the VA to help me. And that would be fine. But I don't want to stay here because to live off just my Social Security, I'd have to live in areas I may not want to live in. Now, the climate may be nice, but that doesn't mean the area will be nice. Just like in the Philippines, there are some areas nicer than others. We all know that. The Filipinos know that. Those expats that have been to the Philippines knows that. The areas that some people can afford to live in is not that nice. Other areas people can afford to live in, they're not bad. And some areas, well, you got more money than I got, all right? I don't know. I could probably live in IT Park, but I couldn't do anything if I lived there. That would take all my money to pay for my rent, my groceries, the utilities, and then I'd probably be broke. My food. I mean, I'd be like, well, I'm not going anywhere. This is it. I'm here forever. And that's not living. That's just surviving. Now, some people can afford that and survive quite well and live quite well. Like I said, I'm below those people. My income is below theirs. But that's all right. I mean, I'm not trying to compete with them. I just want a comfortable life that I can be happy with. And if somebody else is not happy with it, well, that's okay with me. That's something they have to live with, not me. Uh, but yeah, so Coin Society, you got any question? Noob Sabat, uh, Michelle, Cindy, Megan, uh, who else is here? Christina, Tina Marie, any of you still here? Anybody that's still here, if you want, ask a question. We'll try to give you an answer. Uh, but yeah, so, well, no one said anything for about almost 10 minutes. So, all right. Hey, Tina Marie, come on up, Tina. Let's talk. Otherwise, I'm going to be shutting her down pretty soon. I've run out of things to talk about by myself. Like I said, I do want to go and can't wait to get there. But, it's, oh, yeah. Like I said, I am so looking forward to going. I'm going to grow just my chin whiskers. I haven't decided when I'm going to grow those, but my passport has me with chin whiskers. So I'm going to grow them. Just have them. That's all right, Tina. I understand. It is breakfast time where you're at. For me, it's past my dinner. I've already had my dinner. I had pizza tonight. I didn't have pizza last week, but I did tonight. I had my white pizza, which is garlic white pizza only. I have enough left that I'll have it again tomorrow for a meal. Only eat half. I get a small one. It's like 6 slices. I eat 3, save 3 for the next day and have that the next day. But I pretty much did all my running I'm going to do for today. The only thing I would do now if I decided to go out, I would go out and buy some soda and bring it back, but I don't need it, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. Give me a reason to get out of the apartment again tomorrow. Try to enjoy myself a little bit. That's all I'm doing is just trying to relax and have a good time. And I did, like I said, I got 2 shelves cleaned off pretty much. I got another shelf I need to clean off. I got a third one, but I can't clean that off. I just have nowhere to put that stuff. It's on top. We'll leave it there. But everything else is coming off. The things that are on that top one, I'll either give away or sell. It's a nutcracker, a holiday type nutcracker. You got a red cape, red stuff, and a cane, like a crown on his head. Then there's a jar that's a train that you can put candy in, but I'm not taking it with me. I'm afraid I'd break it. Then there's this Christmas tree with snowmen and stuff. It says Merry Christmas on it. I've had that for years, but I'm not taking that with me. It would get tore up in the transfer. Not doing it. I have I don't know how many movies and CDs for music, but I probably if I take any, won't be very many of them. We'll get rid of the rest of them. They're all VHS tapes. Hey, Christina, thank you for staying. And I got a couple books I may take with me, but there's a lot of stuff I got to get. I got to decide whether to give it away, throw it away, or sell it. And so that's what we're doing now. I'm doing it very slowly. Like I said, I did the 2 shelves today. I may do another 2. I may do the other one tomorrow. I haven't decided. If I can get that one cleaned up, it'd be a lot better for me. But we'll see. We'll get it done eventually. And I'm trying to decide if I want to take a scrapbook with me or a yearbook or a cruise book from my Navy days. It depends. I'm not going overweight for this stuff. So once I start packing up, I'll pack stuff up and see how much weight it takes, and then make my decision of what I can take of that stuff. Some of the stuff I'll take, some of the stuff I won't. It's just that simple. Uh, but we're trying to enjoy ourselves, and we'll get it done. And eventually, I'm going to have 3 suitcases packed, or luggage, whatever you want to call them. 2 of them I'll leave at my friend's house because it's stuff that's going to be packed just strictly to go over there. And so instead of carrying it around with me, I'll leave it out in her garage, packed up and ready to go. And then I'll have my carry-on luggage that I'll take with me to Indiana and back. That's going to be my clothes. I'll also have my CPAP, but I can carry the CPAP separate. It doesn't have to be in the luggage. So we'll get all that stuff taken care of. I've decided I got this one phone I'm going to send back. I can't seem to get my stuff to. Tina Marie, the place I'm staying at first says they pick you up. They'll pick you up from the airport. I'm going to give them a call sometime to make sure that's correct. Otherwise, I'll have to get the Grab app and have somebody pick me up and take me. It's only like where I'm staying is only like by driving. It's only supposed to be like 10 minutes from the airport to the hotel. So we'll find that out. I'll tried calling them once, but I didn't know you had to dial 011. I tried 1, then the 663, which is the Filipino country number. And then I tried calling 0 and 63, and neither one worked. So I was told I had to dial 011. So we'll give that a try and make sure it works. And well, I was told, Tina, that the white ones will usually use the meter. Don't use the yellow taxis. You take the white one. They're more apt to use the meter. But if I can get Grab downloaded, I will. But if I can get them to pick me up, I'll do that. And then I'll get Grab downloaded, and I'll get everything set up after that. But yeah, a lot of them don't use the meters, especially from the airports, because they know you just arrived and they figure you probably don't know anything. That's the same thing. And people, I can't blame the people in the Philippines because I had a guy did that to me in San Diego, California when I was in the Navy. All right. The guy tried to, as far as I'm concerned, I told him not to go a certain way. He went that way. We got to the money I had him stop. I said, this is all the money I got. Here's the money. I got out and walked. I told him I didn't have the money to go that way, but he didn't want to listen to me. He probably thought, oh, I'll get you there and you'll have to go on board your ship and get money to pay me. No, I don't. I'm not giving you a tip either because this is all the money I got. I told you that to begin with, how much money I had. And so, like I said, we went down to Tijuana, Mexico, which is right across the United States border from San Diego area. I'm trying to remember the name of that. Escondido, or I can't remember the name of the city, but it's in San Diego County. But right across the border from San Diego County is Tijuana. It's about from the border, it's about a mile, maybe 2-mile walk. Well, 3 of us got together and we took a cab and we had to go do something. When we came back out, each person came out, they tried to collect for the people in front of, behind them that hadn't come yet. Well, I'm not paying for that. I think I was the first one out. I'm not paying for them. Here's my money, what we agreed to. Well, the next guy, he charged him saying I didn't pay. And then the third guy came out, he charged him for all 3 of us, saying the first 2 didn't pay. And so cabs this is back in the 70s, probably around 72, 73. Cabbies have been ripping people off for years, every chance they could. So, especially in the bigger cities and the tourist areas, I think they've always done that, no matter what country you're in. At least that's my belief. So, yeah, if they don't have a meter and you agreed to a price, which is what happened with us in Mexico, we agreed, I don't know, $1 or $2 each, and they took us to someplace so we could do something, and then they tried to charge each one of us for the other people. So each one that came out, whoever came out first, which was me first, I paid for mine. I'm not paying for the other guys; they can pay for it. And I know I'll try to probably have a one or a couple thousand peso bills, but mostly it'll be under 500, probably mostly 200 if I can get it. Get the smaller peso bills, because a lot of places will tell you they don't have change. Well, if it's 100 pesos and you got 200, well, you're not out too much. More than I want to be, but it's not too much. If it's 50 pesos and you got 100, big deal. I don't want to be out that much, but hey, that's okay, because I usually give a tip anyway. So as long as I get good service. But I would rather do the cab because it's right over there and you just pay exactly what they agreed to. And if you want, you can give the guy a little bit of a tip if it's not included. So that's not so bad. So I prefer to take the grabs, walk, jeepneys, or trikes. I don't think they have trikes in Cebu. But that's the preferred mode of transportation for me. Maybe the beat bus, the little white buses. I mean, the little ones that are taking the place of the jeepneys. I'd probably prefer to use those as my main mode of transportation that way. As much as I can, I'll walk. I know some of the buses, there's free buses to some areas from like one Robinson to another. But how busy are those? If they're packed, I don't want them. I'd rather pay than being packed in like a sardine. But there's probably times that you can go where it's not quite so packed. So that's something I would do. But like I said, this is stuff I got to figure out. Can I afford to stay there long term? I know I can stay there where I'm staying. But can I stay there and be happy long term? Because I may want more a better place to live, but I can't afford it in Cebu, but I can somewhere else. Or maybe I want less noise. Maybe I just want a little more relaxed, laid back atmosphere. And you can get that in other cities. They don't have to be little towns. You can get that in other cities. Iloilo would be more laid back. I don't know about Davao, but Iloilo looks like it'd be very laid back, but can I afford to live in Iloilo? These are all things I'll have to figure out. That's why I want to do a long term in Cebu. That will give me a place to leave most of my stuff I take with me. I can leave that locked up at the apartment I rent, and I take my travel luggage with me and go that way and go for a week or so, then come back. Like I said, go to Dumaguete, I can do that for like 4 days and back. If I go to Iloilo, I'll probably want to go for a whole week. Same thing with Davao. Same thing when I go visit Tim, I'll probably want to do at least a week. So you can get a little bit of a feel. Even if you don't want to move there, you want a little bit of a feel. How often would you want to come back and visit? Like I said, I want wherever I stay at has to have a decent hospital. That's simple. I gotta have a good hospital around me. At my age, I want a good hospital. I hope so, Tina. I really do. That's like I said. That's one of the reasons why I decided to. Like I said, I could find somewhere to live here in the States on my Social Security. I wouldn't be able to do much. I'd be almost maybe taking a trip once a year, twice a year at the most. And even then, I'd have to really watch my money I'd probably have to go visit family only and nothing else. Uh, and the rest of the time, I'd have to stay right where I'm at. Go out and have coffee, go back home, that kind of stuff, but not go anywhere. Uh, that's not, that's surviving. That's not living. I want to live a little. I want to have some fun. And by going to the Philippines, I'll be able to do that. I won't be able to do that anywhere here in the States. Uh, I can enjoy myself a little bit, but like I said, it's going to be mostly day trips. Go away for maybe an hour or two away, do a little something, and come back. That's it. There won't be any. Well, I feel like going down to. Let's go over to Dallas, Texas for a week. That's not going to happen. Let's go to Miami for. No, that's not going to happen. I could say, well, let's go back home and visit my family for a week. I'd be able to do that once or twice a year. For those other trips, no, I won't be able to do those. If I could do 2 trips a year, I would do a trip here to visit my friends here and a trip back in Indiana to visit my family. But that'd be the only things I could do. And then I couldn't do anything unless somebody else is paying for it. That's not living. That's just surviving. And I want to do more than survive. So, like I said, that's why it's going to be what it's going to be. I want to be able to run over to Dumaguete for 4 days. I want to be able to run to Iloilo for maybe a week. And like I said, maybe I can't do this every month, but I can do it at least every other month. I might be able to do it every month. I just don't know until I get there. I know I can do a trip every other month. But it depends on what I have my monthly expenses. When I say my monthly expense, I mean my rent, my utilities, my internet, my groceries, my phone, our load, as they call it in the Philippines, my load, my phone for here in the United States, my water, my bottled water, and my going out to eat once in a while. How much does that cost me? Because if I can do it on what I'd like to do it on, then I can take a trip, a decent trip every month. And if I put off the decent trip 1 month, I can take a great trip the second month. But if it's going to cost me what I think it may cost me, then it's going to be every other month to take a decent trip. Every third month to take a really good trip. So go a couple extra months without going. Or dip into my savings, which may happen, just to take that good trip every once in a while. But yes, Tina, I know. If I stayed here in the States, I'm surviving, not thriving. If I go to the Philippines, I can be thriving compared to here. I won't be thriving compared to some of the other expats, because there's expats over there will have 3 times as much money every month to spend as what I have. Some will have even more than that. There's many will have double the money I have to spend. Many of them. And like I said, there's many of them. There's many others that will have 3 to 4 times more than what I got to spend. But those people are living in Manila. They're living in IT Park, and that they're living in those kind of places, or they're living in some other little richy areas, and they are there, but they're usually close to Cebu or they're close to Manila, but they're outside of it, but it still costs you some decent money to live there. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that are going to be. I'll live outside of these. Well, Cebu I might be able to live in. But Manila, I don't think I can live in Manila. I'd have to live outside of it in one of the other areas that are decent. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not decent areas, but they're not. I'm trying to think of how to say it. They're not United States or European style living, which they have in Manila. They have that where you can go there and you're going to be living on the equivalent of what you'd be living in the United States or in Europe, but for a lot less money than what you live in those places, but a lot more money than I have to spend. I mean, we're looking at places. Some of these people are spending 2,000 USD a month for their rent, or $1,000 a month for their rent, and I'm not spending that kind of cash. I don't have it to spend. Uh, and there's others that are spending $3,000-4,000 a month for rent in some of those areas in Manila. So, like I said, some of those people got a lot of money. I'm just not one of them, which is all right. That more power to them. Enjoy your life. You made the money. Enjoy it. I don't mind that at all. If you got it to spend it, spend it. You know, and that's what I'm going to do. What I got to spend, I'm going to spend. I'm going to put money aside for emergencies. And if I have to dip into it once in a while to take a really nice trip that I want to take, so be it. I will. But only if I got so much money. I want to keep a certain amount of money in there for emergencies. Once I reach that and I get over that, I'll still try to build it up. But if I need to take money out, then I will. But I want a certain amount of money in the bank for emergencies. And then I have my credit cards. If I really need to, I can put things in my credit card. But I prefer not to do that. But, you got to do what you got to do. And, but yeah, I will have enough money that I can come back to the States no problem if I needed to. I will have that kind of money in the bank. I will have the money that if I have to go to the hospital, that I can pay for almost any emergency. There might be a couple things that I won't be able to pay for. Like major, I'm talking about major things like real serious heart trouble, real serious type of surgeries. I might not have the cash for that, but I'll have the cash to get it started, and I get the credit cards to pay for it. But I won't have that when I first get there. I'll have the money to pay for certain. Well, I have the money for that probably, but it put me in a hole real quick. That's why I said, as an expat who has to pay for their own medical, I really got to watch my money. Hey, how you doing, Kevin? How's it going, man? I got 32 more working days, which I only work 4 days a week. So I got 8 more weeks to work, and I got 93 days till I leave. So thanks if you want, Kevin, come on up. If you want, you're more than welcome. Countdown's still going, man. April 10th is when I quit working. That's a Friday. And I hope to have everything taken care of here in the apartment if I'm ready. I don't know about that, Kevin. I mean, you talk on your, now you don't do live stream, I don't think, but you do talk on your videos. Tina Marie, I don't have any children. Okay, I have no children. My one sister, she's worried about not being able to see me again. That's my older sister. My youngest sister is completely for it. My nephews and nieces they're for it, and like I told them, I mean, hey, if you want to come visit, we can visit together. I'll meet you in Manila or somewhere else. If I'm still, because I don't think my little sister would like Cebu. I think she'd like Manila. I know my little sister. Her and her husband would be more comfortable in Manila. They are a little more on the finer things of life. They got a little more money than I have, which is fine. Like I said, I don't begrudge them. And but my other sister, she wouldn't fly that long. She's in worse shape than I am, and she's older than I am, so she wouldn't do it. But my little sister's 8 years, 7.5 years younger than me. She'll be, how old will she be in April? April 1st, she'll be 65 this April. She's been retired since she was 55. She worked part-time until she's hit 62. Then she took her Social Security. So she hasn't worked since she was 62. like I said, she's a lot. Right now she's 64 because she's 8 years younger than I am, and she'll be 65 in April. And so, yes, I do have compression socks. I bought them for that reason only for the flight, and I will be taking slippers with me. A friend of mine, a friend of theirs, went to China, and their feet swelled up quite a bit, and so they wore slippers because their feet was too swollen to wear their shoes. So I'll have a pair of slippers in my travel bag, my carry-on, and I'll be wearing the compression socks. So hopefully I won't need the slippers, but I'd rather have them than not need them, and then need them and not have them. So plus I'll need them when I get to everywhere else. No, hey, nag all you want, Tita, because you may come up with something I've not thought about. Okay, that will come in handy. The only reason I even thought about the compression socks and the slippers is because my friend's friend had trouble when they went to China, and they told them about it. And they told me, so it's like, all right, it makes sense to have the slippers because they said her foot swelled up so much that she couldn't wear shoes. She had to wear slippers, and so she was talking about swelling. So I looked into compression socks. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought about it. I'm going to be honest with you. If it hadn't been for her friend, that would have been something would have been a great reminder that I hadn't thought about. And so I'm all, anytime you can think of something I haven't mentioned that I've done already or plan on doing, let me know. Because it could be that I've not thought about it and it's something I need to do. So, but yeah, it's good to see it. I do. I've showered with flip flops since I was in my Navy days. I have two pairs. One I take with me when I travel, and one I leave here at home. I'll probably still take both pairs with me, and I may do the same thing. Have one pair set aside, so when I take off somewhere, I got them, and then if the other pair breaks, then I can just use them and take the same pair all the time. But yeah, I've in my Navy, when I went into the Navy in boot camp, they made us buy flip flops. We called them shower shoes, is what we called them because that's what we used them for. But they made us buy. Everybody had to buy a pair of flip flops. Hey Monroe, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming. And so, let me see something here. I got some. All right, well, I got Monroe showed up and Kevin didn't show up. Don't know what's going on there. He shows up here though, but yeah, we had, like I said, that was one of the things they made you buy. We also had to all have to buy the same kind of razor. We had to buy Head and Shoulders shampoo. I think we had to buy the same kind of shaving cream when I was in the Navy. After you got out of boot camp, you could buy what you wanted. That was all required in boot camp. They gave you these little what they called chits, and they're little like a book full of stuff. And you go and you use the chit. You'd hand the chit over, and they give you what you needed. Now, I still use Head and Shoulders a lot, but I do occasionally change up. But you hand them the chit, and they give you what the chit is for, and they subtracted that from your paycheck when you got paid, which they didn't pay us till the end of the boot camp. But that was subtracted. So every time you got a haircut, you gave them a chit. That's subtracted from your pay. But yeah, you could buy note paper. You had to buy note paper and envelopes and stuff and stamps because they required that you write to your family at least once a week. They really wanted you to write to your family. We could buy cigarettes with the chits, lighters, that kind of stuff. So some of the stuff was personal. You could buy personal items, and but you could only go to the store when the whole company went. Yeah, you really don't want the cross contamination. Let me do this. This is driving me batty. I was having comments being made that I could read on my phone, but I could not read on my computer. And so that's what took me, that's why I went down and came back up. So maybe I could get the comments to come up on my computer. So I'm sorry if I missed some comments, but I just realized that's what was going on. Kevin made a comment that it wasn't up there, and then Tina Marie made one. So it was like, okay, it's happening every so often. And now your husband's retired Navy. Now I only did 6.5 years, a little over 6.5 years active, 6 years, 7 months, and 20 days, if you want to be exact. That's how long I was in the Navy. Active. I was in 6 years, take that back. It was 6 years, 7 months, and 14 days active. It was 6 years, 9 months, and 20 days counting construction time. Let's get that right. Hey, crazy kid, how you doing? Still, comments are not coming up down there. I don't know what it is. Huh. Yeah, crazy. Your comments come up on my two cell phones, but it's not coming up on my computer for some reason. So I don't know what's going on there. If you want to come up, crazy, come on up. Otherwise, I'll be shutting down after a while. I've been going for over 2.5 hours. I did have Jerry from South Texas. He came up for a little while. And then Mike from Mike and Jen, he came up for a while. So we've been going at it for over 2.5 hours. Like I said, I got 32 working days, 97 days till I take off. So I am starting to get a little more excited each day. I really am, especially about retiring. All right, so you're cooking now. And for some reason, none of your comments are coming up on my computer. They are coming up on my phone. Both my phones get your comments, but they're not coming up there. So I don't know what's going on there with that. But so yeah, we've been looking forward to it. I got a couple of the shelves that I had my pictures and stuff on, cleaned up a little bit. One's got all the picture frames on it. The pictures have been taken down and set aside. The other one, I put stuff that was on my table. I put over there. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. But yeah, you're right. We put in our time. Now it's time to relax and enjoy ourselves. Couple of the reasons I worked as long as I have. One, I wasn't going anywhere till my mother passed away. Because, like I said, she lived to be 99. She just died last year. And now, if I was able to go 10 years ago when she was in her 80s, I might have gone. I've done that myself, crazy. I've turned on the wrong burner myself. But yeah, because she was in a lot better health at that time. But once she hit her 90s, her health was not as good, especially when the older she got, her mid 90s, health really started going. So I wasn't going anywhere till after she passed. And another reason was, well, I was in debt and I wanted to get out of debt and save some money. I've never been one afraid of debt. I'll be honest with you. I've never been afraid of debt. But to go overseas is better not to have that debt. Because remember now, I can't make money to pay the debt off. It's going to be what I got coming in. So I had to get the debt paid off. But there were times I was out of debt before that I could have went. But like I said, I couldn't because of my mother. I just wasn't doing it. And like I said, I don't have any children. My two sisters, they understand. Yeah, that's right, Tita. But my two sisters understand that I'm going. Like I said, the older sister, she's more worried about, being able to talk and get together. So that's one of the reasons why I'm keeping my American cell phone so she can call me if she wants. I can call her on it and she'll know it's me. Also, the banks. Hey, Jen, how you doing? Thanks for coming. And so the banks will have that number. So when I call them, they know it's me. I don't know how much that'll cost me per month. It's going to be more than what I pay for here. It's an extra $10 a month. And I'm going to drop a phone. I got to just, so I don't know how much that's going to take it up. But I think for my peace of mind, it's worth it. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. Yeah, I have a wild. We always call that a wild hair up your back. We use the other word, but up your backside. My dad would get a wild hair up his backside once in a while. Want to go somewhere. He was retired on total disability at 40. I believe it was 45. It was either 45 or 47. I can't remember now. He died at 61. But he went on total disability in his mid 40s. And every once in a while, he'd get a wild hair up his backside. And him and my mom would take off for the weekend because she was still working. And so whenever I was coming home to visit while I was in the Navy, I'd call my dad and let him know I was coming. I wouldn't tell him my mom. I'd tell my dad. Only because that way, if he got a wild hair up his backside, he wouldn't leave because he knew I was coming. So that would settle that tickle that you're talking about. They're crazy. So he'd stay home. I remember one time I told Dad that if I said it was raining in California, it meant that I was at the airport, come get me. And we're flying in to Terre Haute Airport there on a plane with this young lady. She was a nurse. And she'd never been to Terre Haute before. But she got a job at one of the hospitals. And so I was talking with her as we're going in, and I asked her what she was doing. She said, well, I got a job at the hospital. And I said, which one? She goes, you mean there's more than one? I said, yeah, there's a couple hospitals. We got two hospitals. I said, which hospital? And she goes, Union Hospital. I said, all right, that's cool. We go. I said, do me a favor, and I'll get my dad to give you a ride to the hospital. I said, I'm going to make a phone call, and I want you to act like you're an operator. And if a woman answers, just tell her you got a collect call from Larry Lee. Will she accept the charges? That's what when you collect call back in those days, that's what happened. The operator would be on the phone. I have a collect call from Larry Lee. Will you accept the charges? My mom would always say yes, because sometimes I did call collect, so that wasn't unusual. So I was talking with my mom, and I asked her if my dad was there. And she said, yeah, so let me talk to him for a minute. So I got on the phone with my dad, and I said, Dad, it's raining here in California. He goes, oh, he talked for a couple of minutes, and then he told my mom, oh, I forgot, I got to go play. I got a game of pool I got to go play. My dad was a pool shark. So he left and came and picked me up, and I talked with my mom for a while, and then I hung up. And then my dad got there, and we went out to the car. I helped her with the luggage. I told my dad what was going on. He says, yeah, sure, we'll go right by it. No problem. So we gave her right to the hospital, dropped her off with her stuff, and we went on home. And I got out of the car where my mom couldn't see me before my dad got in the driveway. So he goes into the house and closes the curtain so my mom can't see me walking up. So I get to the house and the door is unlocked. So I just open it up, walk in. I said, "Hey, Mom, how you doing?" And she went, "Ah!" I remember another time I surprised my mom when I came home. She's on the phone with my little brother, Gary. Now, Gary and I on the phone sound alike. Our dad, Gary. Like I said, Gary, my younger brother passed away. But we used to sound just like on the phone. So he would call home and pretend to be me a lot. And that would, all right. Thanks for coming, Tina Marie. We appreciate it. But anyway, she refused to believe that it was, she thought, no, she was saying, no, this is Gary. It was me that called. I was calling for a ride. And she refused to believe it was me. She was dead certain it was my younger brother pretending to be me until he walked into the house. Once he walked in, she realized it was me on the phone and I needed a ride from the airport to the house. So she got a hold of my dad and had him go get me. But it was like, and then we called our best friend's mother. We had a guy that was like a brother to both of us. He was in between us in age, but he was just like a brother, David Tarr. And we called his mom one time. We were both on the phone talking, and she kept going, "Now, which one's talking now?" She goes, "You guys sound just alike. Which one's talking now?" So, yeah, my younger brother and I sound almost exactly alike on the phone. I didn't hear it. I don't think he heard it, but everybody else did. So, you have to admit that's what they thought. So, yeah. All right, everybody. Look, I've been going now, yakking for a while. We're down to just 2 people watching, I think. So I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. I want to let everybody know I appreciate you coming. Thanks for staying as long as you have. Thanks for the thumbs up. We really appreciate that. And remember now, I'll be back next week with only 28 days to go and work. It's going to get more exciting every week. And what would that be? 86 days till my lift off. So we're looking so much forward to it. I hope you all can make it back next week. Maybe we can get some other people to come up, or the same people, get some people to come up where we can talk. I enjoy that. I enjoy the interaction with somebody coming up and visiting. I really like that aspect of it. Those have always been my best live streams, in my opinion, is when I have people come up and talk with. So anyway, thank you for coming. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, remember, take care of yourselves. Like I said, be kind to each other and try to have fun. All right, bye, everybody. Bye.